Hello and welcome to Zoobildung. By the way, if you are familiar with Zoo Crafting by Siri Pixel Biologist, I really love her channels. She's got plenty of games. Search up Siri Pixel Biologist on YouTube and you'll find plenty of her stuff, including a Minecraft world. And I usually watch that while building on my normal, no mods little thing. But it's okay, and this is my first video, so I'm really pumped. Also, go visit her channel if you haven't, and if you do watch her channel, like, props to you, and so put a comment in the video, like, below, like, totally, just give it a big, go to her channel if you haven't, and give her all her videos big thumbs up. And I always do that. Even if I don't really like an aspect in it, I do it because I know she does it for a living. It's not just a hobby. Like, this is a hobby for me. Trust me, I am not trying to make money. I don't know how to put any ads in this, so I'm probably not going to make money for a long time. But I don't intend to, because I don't really need any money. Anyway, so, welcome, and this is my first video ever doing on YouTube. By the way, sorry if the soundtrack is, messy. Just, honestly, I had a problem with my other headphones, that they weren't working, not enough sound, and my brother gave me his really good headphones, but they're so good that sometimes I'll get really excited and the noise will go really wonky, so sorry about that. I'll try to adjust that. And so this is my puppies. Alpha from the movie Alpha, go check that out. I did a whole big description in the other videos, and trust me, I've had to redo this video like 10 times, and what happens, don't pause your videos and go back to it. It'll cut off everything that's not 20 minutes earlier, that's not 20 seconds into the video. Like, everything after the first 20 seconds is just gone. Finito. Bye-bye. Forget about it. And then we've got Rex from Meg and Livy. Really touching story. Also think that you should go watch that. And then this is the big description that I'm gonna say. This is one of my dogs, and he was sort of when my mom was pregnant with me, we had this dog, and then later on, when I was born, I had it for we had him for another 4 years, but then later on, he was sort of we were walking him and everything, but that wasn't enough for him. He was, like, one that's really, really, like, closely, the type of dog that's one of the types of dogs that's really closely related, like, not husky, but let's say huskies are bred together with a different type of dog that's bred together, and then their baby, that breed is what he was. So he was sort of like the second closest to wolves. And then the fourth wolf rank, I guess. Let's just go with the third closest, one of the third closest breed to wolves. Not the third closest to wolves, but one of the third closest. So, yeah, but he was building up energy, and he started sort of chasing after our neighbors, and when they went for their jogs and stuff, and just sort of like, biting at them. So we decided it was time to get rid of him and give him to somebody who had a nice big area, who could be available enough to take him on lots of big walks, not logs. And but then we found somebody, and he had and who would also have a dog, a different dog for him to play with, because his energy was building up in a way that usually in the wild they could be like, play fight, bite in the air, drag him around. pounce, pounce, and challenge each other and stuff like that. But he didn't have a dog to do that with. I'm not saying everybody who has one dog needs to have another dog, or else the dog's gonna be like that. But we weren't having a lot of time to walk him every day and stuff. It was more like we were getting in close to one day every one walk every 2 days, and those walks were usually only 15 minutes. And then he stayed in our house and played outside a bit. But then one day we sold him to this guy. He had a female dog, and he was a male, but he was fixed already, so there was no problem with us giving it to him. It wasn't a breeding purpose. We probably wouldn't sell him if it was for breeding, because he can't breed. So that would be over like quicker than we gave him to them. But then I got so then he had another dog, and so at first we got there and they sort of met up with each other, snipped their butts, did all that stuff, and then they sort of play fought for a little bit, and we said goodbye, gave him a treat, told him to remember us, and then we left, and we visited maybe 15. No, we didn't go there too often because it was really far away. Not like 3 hours, but it was a good 45-minute drive. So we went there maybe 3 times for the 4 years, and then the 4th year he died because he was sort of like playing around and stuff, and then he was sort of playing around one day, and it was winter, and he was taken outside, and there was a little pond that had really nice and hard ice, but he walked onto it, and he sort of slipped, and a disc in his spine came out, and he died. But I like to remember him in some of our world, so I still have him sometimes. And then Lily, sorry, from Zoocrafting, I might have a few little things from her channel, but Siri, if you're watching this, like, don't feel offended. Think of it like somebody giving your channel a big thumbs up. 'Cause I'm not doing it because I want to be a copycat. I'm doing it because I absolutely love your pets' names and stuff. So I might copy just a few little things there. I won't try to be too much of a copycat, but I'm not trying to be. I'm gonna take a quick sleep. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. That's how you should start a video. Oh my goodness, I've so forgotten everything I was supposed to say. Right, also, we're going to do with mobs. Long story short, I died because I wanted to relook my video. By the way, don't do that. It cuts off everything that wasn't the first 30 seconds. So don't do it, especially not if you just like recorded for an hour and then you go to look at it and nothing's left there. I think it's possible, but it's better to make somebody just sit and look at something for 10 minutes. Like, literally go up to a herd of horses and then click ask so that nothing kills you or anything. And then they'll just see the animal moving around. See, I just took a drink of water and I didn't pause it. Usually I would probably pause it and be like, water break. But then we don't actually. I took off mobs. I did the difficulty to what is it? Difficulty. I need to know this. Okay, peaceful. Right. Sorry, I needed to know that. And so we're gonna explore around. Right. I forgot to tell you, because I've had to redo this video so many times, because this is my first video, don't forget, so I've had to redo it so many times, because things were wrong, things were wonky, and, like, my soundtrack wasn't working at first. But so basically, I picked this spot because there's a little bit of just grassy field, not a lot, but if there's a little patch like this, I think that I'm almost certain that it writes as plains. And if there's something like this right here, there's probably a field in that direction also made out of plains, or in that direction. But we've got a bit of plains, possibly some more somewhere, and then we've got a river here that leads into a lake, one and 2 and 3 block deep lake, which leads into an ocean. And we've got a birch forest and a bit of an oak forest, an oak and birch forest here. And then we've got one of those little forests over there. And then we've also got the ocean. Yeah, nothing else. This wasn't a natural tree, by the way. I planted this because I needed a place to sleep. Will not be our house, but I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, I'm going to sleep in it for a few days. Maybe have it as a camp out spot, a lookout too. You've got a few nice things to look at. I mean, it's not the best place you could find to put a lookout area, but there's some salmon, there's some sheep, there's some forest that might attract a pack of wolves or something. So there's enough. I sort of just figured go ahead, put it in. You're not going to spend the rest of the time spoiling it for yourself so that you can make sure you've got the perfect spot for your lookout. It's also a camp out, remember. So we're going to bring the puppies with me. I was originally not going to bring them because mobs are on and I really don't want them to die. Little secret. My dogs have died many a times. Actually, I better close this when I come down so that they don't try to follow me this way. There we go. Don't worry, they're going to teleport. Oh my goodness, those vines are going to... Oh! Okay, it looked like all of my puppies were just falling. But they weren't. They were teleporting. That was hilarious. But the vines will grow down maybe, and maybe I'll have a little curtain so I can walk in and be protected from the wild. So let's go, puppies! Let's go! Let's go! Again, sorry about the soundtrack. Actually, I didn't tell you about that. I'm so sorry. I have had to do this video over so many times that I just forget what I've said and what I haven't. But yeah, the soundtrack might be a little wonky just because my brother's headphones are so good that if I talk too loud, like if something surprises me, I might just spam something and be like, "Wah!" and then I'll make a noise that's too loud for them, and then it'll make a wonky sound. Hi, and there's a water slide here, and I'm sorry, you're going to notice anything that's taller than 3 blocks tall, that's a waterfall, that's sort of like anything that's more than 10 blocks tall, that's a waterfall, I'm going on, which means I'm sorry. I've invited you to a place of adventure, not of command. If you want to go to command, go to Meg and Livy's place. That's the army. They really need command there because they're protecting our country. Honestly, I'm not one to usually say that. Yeah. Just climbing my way up my cliff. As I told you, like waterfalls for me, they're like water. They're like amusement parks. Honestly, I'm not a big amusement park person, but I think I've went to a few of them. Like, have you guys ever been on a free fall? Okay. Okay, another thing you can write in the comments. If you've ever had like been on a ride that you were sort of not thinking of going on at first, and you went on it, and it looked extremely scary at first, and it sort of was, but you also had an amazing time? Like, write them in the comments below, and it might